Donald Trump says he would be able to end the war between Russia and Ukraine within a day of starting his second term as US president in January. Reports from the Washington Post suggest he spoke to President Vladimir Putin last week, but the Kremlin denies the claim.
It is a relationship that Europe is watching with bated breath. Two strongmen who are reportedly talking again. Donald Trump is said to have spoken with Vladimir Putin the day after his election win last week. He apparently urged Russia's leader not to escalate the war in Ukraine. If that's true, it doesn't seem to have worked. Russian air attacks there last night killed 6 people, according to local authorities. Reports, too, of an imminent new offensive. But just when Ukraine needs Western support most, there are fears US aid will be cut once Trump assumes office. Commemorating other wars in Europe, Kyiv's allies remained upbeat. The message from France and Britain: don't jump to conclusions.
As far as President Trump goes, he recognises that countries get security through strength, just as alliances like NATO do. And I expect the US to remain alongside allies like the UK, standing with Ukraine for as long as it takes to prevail over Putin's invasion.
The trouble is, Ukraine's allies aren't the only ones trying to woo the new White House administration. Moscow seems to be too.
The Kremlin's denied the reports of a call, saying they're pure fiction and that Vladimir Putin has no concrete plans to speak with Donald Trump at present. But words and actions don't always align here. Last week, the Kremlin said Vladimir Putin had no plans to congratulate Donald Trump on his election win. But then, of course, he did just that.
And that's not all. He even praised Donald Trump's bravery, apparently hoping flattery will lead to a peace deal in Moscow's favour. But what do Russians think will happen? Will Trump live up to his promise to end the war soon?
Trump
is a businessman, so there is a glimmer of hope that he will abandon the military methods of escalation and perhaps the situation in Europe will improve.
This was part of the election campaign. He doesn't control everything himself. There's still a complex political machine.
He is the president of the country that started this all. I think he will support the interests of his country. They were not in our favour from the beginning.
Perhaps the only certainty of the next Trump presidency is that it's impossible to predict. So right now, all sides are hoping for the best.